What's up, everybody? Kyle Chris back with another Dragon Ball Super video, and today I have a special video here. It's going to be, let's say a set 17, 16, whatever this new set is, King Piccolo list that it's really good, honestly. I think this is probably the best way of playing King Piccolo, at least going forward until they release some new Demon Clan stuff. And I have one of the homies, Matt, here, who he's been playing red when everyone else was playing yellow. He's the only person playing red, and he's been playing King Piccolo for a while. We kind of worked on some stuff. Most of it is him. I added like 2 cards to the deck, but he's been piloting it really well. He beat my ass with it. So I'm like, I can't make a deck profile when this guy plays King Piccolo better than me. So how you doing, Matt?
I'm doing well. How about you, Chris?
I'm doing good, man. Doing good. So yeah, we'll kind of run through this deck profile, and you give me kind of how you feel this has transitioned from the pre-drum era to where we are now with King Piccolo.
I gotcha. Okay, so should I just go into the deck profile first and then go into how I feel the deck? Okay, cool.
Absolutely.
So obviously, like Chris said, I played King Piccolo on Sunday and I actually got first place at store tournaments. First one, by the way. Woohoo!
Nice. Nice.
So if you don't know what the leader does, he's kind of weird at first because permanent skill, he starts with 6 lives instead of 8, which automatically you'd see that and think, oh, this leader's trash. But his auto upon attacking says that you can choose 1 card in your hand and add it to your life, and then you choose 1 Demon Clan card in your hand and place it face up in your life.
Mm-hmm.
So you're replacing your life while you're plussing your hand. You're just recycling between your life and your hand the entire game.
Mm-hmm.
His awakened condition is really weird. He's not like a lot of other leaders. You either need to have 2 lives face up or 2 lives in general. You draw 3. You ramp 1 card face down from the top of your deck into your life. So
Very
right
good.
there, if you're at 2 lives and your opponent's swinging for game turn 2 against, say, Gogeta, awaken, draw 3, ramp 1 more, and they can't get that double strike kill.
Yep.
Super duper helpful with that. And on his awakened side, his auto upon swinging is if you choose 3 cards in your life, add them to your hand, and you choose I should specify, you choose up to 3 Demon Clan cards or Namekian cards in your hand and add them to your life face up.
Mm-hmm.
And if you do so, add that many cards to your hand. So it's even more deck recycling. So there are a few times on Sunday, and even when I play this, just aside from this past weekend, where I would be at 4 lives, I'd be awoken, because I'd have 2 lives face up and 2 lives face down, and I would auto, swing, auto, strike 3, replace 3, and I'd instantly have every card in my life is available to combo with.
Mm-hmm. Which is very nice.
Yes, especially with how this deck plays and how the free plays work. His activate battle is kind of cracked. Once per turn, you choose the top card of your deck, and you put it face up on your life, and then you choose 1 Demon Clan or Namekian and combo with it. So I run the Piccolo super combos in here, as y'all will see later.
Mm.
It's a free super combo for my life. Super easy way to get out any of my Demon Clan cards, Symbol, Tambourine, Drum, any of those guys. It's super easy to come out. I've never had Divine Presence come out as easily as it would on this deck.
Yeah,
so that's
agreed.
Phenomenal. Alright, so aside from this leader, we're going to go into the deck. We're going to start with the Unisons.
Yep.
I
How many
ran
cards are you running?
51.
51, okay.
51. Gotcha. So we're going to start with 4 of the best Unison Red has to offer. It's the only one that works for the deck, and you'll see why coming up soon. 2-cost Unison, auto, if your opponent uses a counter skill, you pop something 15k or less. You +1, draw 1. Alright, cool, great. -2 is kind of weird. You choose 1 card in your battle area that is 3 cost or less, and anything on your opponent's side of the field that is equal or less than that battle power is KO'd.
Mm-hmm.
So it's an instant board wipe. It is super nice because there's a filthy combo you can run with this deck that wipes anything 35k or less.
Yep.
Or 40k or less, depending on when you want to use the skill.
It's very nasty.
It's pretty insane.
The most broken, probably the most broken Unison in the game. With that,
wholeheartedly agree with that. For 2 energy, it's insane. So we're gonna start with my Demon Clan package. I ran 4 of the piano. then 4 Symbol, 4 Tambourine, 1 Drum.
Is that a non-foil boy there? I see.
Yeah, it's a few non-foil boys. I don't want to talk about it.
Ah.
It feels bad. So Piano is a 1-drop unique. Anytime he would be on the field and I would add a card to my life face up, I draw a card.
Yep.
He helps with getting huge hand size early game. Same thing with Symbol. Piano's second effect, I forgot to go over that. If he is removed from the battle area or KO'd by a skill, I get to flip one of my lives face down, play him with his skills negated.
Yep.
So
Very
he's
good.
ready to go for next turn, which is amazing. Symbol is crap. I would argue that Piano is not as relevant to the deck as Symbol is.
I would agree. I'd agree.
So Symbol, Tambourine, and Drum, they all share the same effect, where if they're comboed face up from your life, they come into play for free. Which is right there is so much value. It's so stupid. Symbols activate main. If I have a Unison in play, I choose 1 Demon Clan card in my drop. And I would put it under my Unison, draw 1, and uptick my Unison 1.
Yeah.
So come turn 2, if I'm tapped out from my Unison and I get Symbol on board and I have a Tambourine or whatever in my drop area, my Unison's at 4 markers turn 2, which at that point it's incredibly hard to kill.
Yeah, and the fact that it's not limited. Like
No,
the
it's
card.
it's not a once per turn skill limit 1.
Yeah, like the fact that you can just if you have 2 of those on board, you're drawing 2 cards per turn. Realistically, of course, like if you have the Demon Clans, but like that's incredibly powerful.
Because you're gonna have the Demon Clan cards late game. Because what I would do, I just combo the Pianos away after they have their use. After turn 3, the Piano is kind of useless because I get the draws off Symbol,
Right.
and I'd rather have Demon Clan cards in my drop to cycle through.
Yep, agreed.
So we're gonna go on to Tambourine. His auto is the same as Symbol's. He has unique, which balances it out. Because if not, it would be the dumbest card in the game.
Agreed.
Auto once per turn. If you have cards under your Unison, or you have 3 or more lives face up, he restands and gains 5k. So he's got 2 20k swings coming at your opponent. Which, if you get that out early game, that is incredible pressure. Your opponent has to super combo out of it. It's so good. It keeps their hand size low. It keeps them in check. Speaking of keeping things in check, there's a reason why Drum is at 1. Bandai, hashtag Drum to 4 2022. Make it happen.
Yeah, that'd be great.
It just slap unique on it. So, Drum has the same auto as Symbol and Tambourine. When he's comboed from life face up, he comes into play. He's a barrier blocker, so he's automatically not leaving the field unless he gets counterplayed, which kind of sucks, but it's whatever. Auto upon play, I neg something 10 on my opponent's side of the board. So, Black Mass Saiyan, I actually used this against the Icarus matchup on Sunday, turn 1 to kill one of the slug guys.
Dirty.
Before he got out the 3-drop slug and played it for free. And I'm like, you're using energy to play that next turn, and I do not care. I'm getting rid of that little guy. I know he's a pain in the ass.
Dirty. Absolutely dirty.
I don't think anything in these ratios should be changed, especially the Drum, Piano, or Symbol. Tambourine should stay at 4, because worst case scenario, you combo him off, and he's a piece for Symbol. Yep. This entire package is live in your hand, in your life, in your drop. They're live as long as they're in your, like, you can see them.
Yep, yep.
Which is incredibly good.
And once they add another, like, playable Demon Clan card, King Piccolo is already, like, right now probably the best red deck until at least the next set, where it'll be questionable. But
yeah, I totally agree.
One more Demon Clan card that can be played off of that skill, and then this deck will just be tier 1 again.
I completely agree. So then we're going to go to our Namekian package. We have 2 of the 1-drop searchers. When he's upon play, he searches top 5 for a Namekian or Demon Clan 4 or less, or he searches my Unisons, which I'm like, okay, cool, great.
Pretty standard.
Chris, this is the card that Chris turned me on to. It's the Next Step to Youth. This came out in set 13. This guy actually came in clutch against the Icarus player. It was my turn 1 play, and I would have maybe 3-4 cards on the board by the time my opponent got to turn 2, because I decided to go first that game. So for 1 energy, he comes out and he just sits there until the next turn. For 1 energy, activate main. If my Unison is in my hand or face up in my life, and I don't have a Unison in play, I can play Piccolo Jr., Descendant of the King, for 1 energy, but it comes in with 1 marker, which is fine. Like, it makes your unison a little bit more fragile. You +1, you draw 1, you make sure you try to get the markers up as quickly as possible. You can uptick it by putting a unison under it, but you're wasting resources at that point because if your opponent gets rid of it, then you're out 2 unisons instead of 1, which kind of feels bad. But this is how I killed the slug off of turn 1. I used the Activate Battle, and I had Drum in my life face up. So I would combo. So his Activate Battle is once per game. I choose the top card of my deck, put it in my life face down, and I combo with an Namekian or Demon Clan straight from my life.
Basically, your leader effect, essentially.
Yeah, but it's a once per game thing, not a once per turn thing. Because if that's the case, this would be a mandatory 2 of in the deck.
Yeah.
It's kind of dumb. And then I got the drum out and negged the little slug guy 10, and it was a good time.
It applies so much pressure. I know one of the guys I was watching at the Tampa. There was a tournament in Tampa, and in his deck video he talked about running this card. And I'm like, okay, well at least someone else realized how good our tech was. But this,
it's definitely a great tech. But also I think you can get away with 3 of the 1-drops and 1 of him. Just because your 1-drop play, you want to see Piano first.
Yeah.
But at the same time, like, I think 2 and 2 is a super healthy split. Because you have consistency with him and you're searching every single time you play him. And you just see all of your pieces. We're running most of this deck, I want to say 80 to 90% is Namekians or Demon Clans.
Yep.
And they're all searchable off of his effect.
Yeah. It's dirty.
Yeah. Speaking of searching, we like searching. So we play 3 of the King Piccolo Time to Fight.
This is my favorite card in the entire deck. I love this card.
I completely agree. He's cracked out of his mind. AX Evolve, you pay 1 energy onto a King Piccolo with energy cost of 3 or less. So it could be this guy, it could be this guy. It could even be New Ruler if you want to be a degenerate.
Yeah,
which
absolutely.
I was a degenerate on Sunday, and I apologize.
Absolutely. You gotta be.
So upon play, bro, he searches through your deck for a Demon Clan or Namekian with 4 or less, or he gets your unison from your deck. So if you don't see your unison until turn 3, turn 4, and you play him out, you can instantly just search your unison, if you still have him on the board, you pay 1 to play it with 1 energy. And it's just, you cycle so much with this package right here, and it's great. Second auto, upon play or upon swinging, you choose one of your Demon Clan cards in your battle area, and it gains 20k. So imagine you give your Tambourine 20k, and he swings twice for 40k at your opponent.
It's disgusting.
It's the grossest thing I've ever seen. Plus, he actually helps get the 6-drop out, which you and I actually run 2 of in the deck.
Yep, absolutely. Yep, that's it. That's the tech.
Yeah. Spoiler alert. I run 2 of the First Step to Revivals just for, just the off chance I play against Stealth Surge. I wanted to awaken as quickly as possible.
Do you think you would run more of this card if you had it?
No. Absolutely not. No.
Okay.
I think that this is a nice... These 2, he makes up for his effects by getting cards out on the board and making sure you swing at your opponent as much as possible, and he keeps your life in check, because if you need to awaken early, you can awaken early off of his effect.
Yep.
So his combo effect, when he's comboed from life or hand or from battle area, you're not going to play him at all. He's just kind of there. You choose 1 card in your life face up, that's Namekian or Demon Clan, and you combo with it.
Yep.
You don't add another card to your life, you just combo. So if you want to get to 4 lives as quickly as possible, you're at 5 lives, you combo with this, you combo the face-up life, which is really good in certain matchups. I procced that effect off maybe once or twice, and that was against my second matchup against AOD, just because I wanted to keep his hand size down and keep swinging and make sure that he had to combo out of every single one of my swings.
Yep.
Which his Activate main actually also helped, so I didn't proc the auto on some matchups. His Activate main is I can banish it, or send it to the warp, and I choose 1 red Demon Clan or Namekian in my, that I have in play. So it could be battle card or it could be leader, and I give it 5k for the duration of the turn. So there were a few times on Sunday, especially against my first matchup, which was against Cell Jr., I warped both of these, and I gave my leader 10k, and I just swung as hard as I could into him, and I actually got the first match with it.
It's a very interesting card. I've seen people say that they would run more. I've had people say that they tier 2 is fine. So that's kind of why I asked. It is it's only super good in particular matchups. It's always good just because it is a Namekian, and you can give something 5k. But like that self-awakening is like pure, like just like pure gas.
Yeah, it's all gas, no brakes at that point. And now that Stealth Surge got banned with the next ban list,
Thank God.
Like this, you should not run any more than 2. That's my personal opinion.
Yep, agreed.
And then we're gonna keep going with our Namekian package, and we have 4 of the negates, or 3 to the gates. I apologize. This card came in clutch so many times when I was tapped out. Tapped out turn 3, turn 2, whatever it would be. I'd have my Unison in play. This guy is snapped. He is a unique double strike blocker, 20k, and if your opponent swings and you have a specified cost Unison of 2 in play, Descendant of the King is a 2-cost Unison. He's not going anywhere. You play him for free and negate the attack in rest mode.
Yep,
which is
super good.
Ridiculous, but it's balanced because you can't use that counter skill anymore for the turn, which makes it fair, I guess. It shouldn't be like that, but it's whatever. Drum to 4. This is my personal tech, and I love this card against blue matchups. I ran the 5 seconds to eradication.
Yeah, you love this card, man.
This card is cracked, bro. I don't know why people don't use it. So I think that if you're playing King Piccolo, and now Fu is going to be banned, I think this is your next best bet to keep blue in check.
Yeah,
because you can't cheat him out, which does feel a little bad, but he's a 4-drop, 20k, double strike, deflect, barrier. Which right there, it's like, okay, he's really good.
He's got all the keywords, yep.
When he swings, your opponent can't block. Okay, cool, so he's a pseudo new ruler. Once per turn, when I attack with this battle card, I uptick my Unison 1. Okay, cool, keeps my Unison's life up. A second auto is ridiculously good, and I think people sleep on it with how much you circulate your life and how much you want to keep your life up with this deck. Add 1 card from your life to your hand. When this card's attack gets negated, you burn your opponent for 1. And it doesn't go... Yeah, deal 1 damage to your opponent, so it goes straight to their hand. So if they have 1 life up, and you're swinging with this for game, and they negate it, and they don't know what he does, okay, I have 2 lives. Strike, burn, game.
Yeah, and I mean, basically what it does is just, like, if they're at 1 life or 2 life, they can't negate this attack. Like, if they do, it basically forces them to... It's almost like a hand destruction card. Because it forces them to dump cards out of their hand just to stay alive. Because they're not going to take the 1 damage realistically. So it's pretty nuts.
Yeah, against a lot of other matchups, though, he's charge fodder, which is fine because now I don't have to worry about, oh, I have him in my hand, I don't have the energy to play him.
Yeah. This
game, I could probably win this turn or the next, let me charge him.
They also, I mean, like, charging it, though, is also kind of like some mind games because, like, they'll see that you have it, and now they'll be scared turn 4 on that you may actually play that guy. So,
yeah.
It's a little bit of mind games.
Yeah, and then once again, you showed me this tech coming up, still in the Namekian package. We have the 6-drop King Piccolo Evil Dictator.
I love this card.
This guy's really...
I love this card, dude.
I have a love-hate relationship with this guy.
Yeah.
And here's why. He's a deflect, double strike, dual attack, which already, that's 25k.
Twice.
Arguably better than Fight Against Fates.
Yeah.
Arguably better, objectively. But the auto is... When this card is removed, I play a Piccolo Jr. with a specified cost of 4 in my life and play it. Which, okay, cool, I can get the Piccolo Jr. out and swing another 20k double strike if he gets removed. Fine, whatever. It's the activate main I don't like about this guy, because you have to sack 40k worth of power in between your Demon Clan cards. This is a play if you're going for game at the end of your turn. You sack all your entire board, arguably, and you could play him 25k double strike, dual attack, deflect, which is really, really good. But also, if your opponent hits you with like a hatch, or if he gets rested with poutine, it feels real bad, really bad.
Yeah, I think the play is. No,
yeah.
Go ahead.
I was gonna say, which at that point you might as well just bait it out with, say, a combo from your life, or even the next card I'm gonna show, which is New Ruler, which I've done that a few times just to be degenerate.
I think the play with Evil Dictator is probably obviously like sacking off just your tambourine once you get at the 40k. And then you basically swing twice for 40k there. You play new ruler, you swing a new ruler, play this for 1, sack off your tambourine, and then swing 2 more times. Like I'm assuming that's like the main reason, like the main line of play, but obviously that doesn't always happen. So when you do have to sack off cards, it ends up being like time to fight and tambourine, or
it's usually not a feel good moment.
Yeah, it's not.
But it is what it is.
It's got a high payoff.
And obviously I revealed the new ruler. If you don't know what it does, it's cracked. There's a reason why it's at 1. Free play if you're at 3 markers on your unison. Double strike. Your opponent can't block it. Gains 5 if your leader's red. He's insane. So now
new ruler back to 4.
Dude, no. No, I disagree with that wholeheartedly. There's a reason why it's at 1. It needs to stay at 1.
That was a good times.
It was good times, especially when you could win turn 2 with red.
Yeah.
So now I think we're going into just the generic red staples I run for the deck. I run 4 super combos for Piccolo.
Yep.
I tried the Whis. I tried the Whis Beerus combo where you would arrival at the Beerus and neg something off the Whis. It didn't feel as good as running with the dependable warriors, because if you put the Whis in your life, it felt really bad. Just because it's like, cool, like I can't use that out of my life. I have to get it back to my hand. Piccolo, you can combo from life and get the draw.
Right.
And you're at 6 lives. So this is live usually turn 2, turn 3, which is really early, especially in this meta where it's really slowed down. So I don't think you should run any other super combo but this. If there's another Piccolo that comes out in a future set, I might want to revisit it. But, I mean, I don't think you should play anything else. Divine Presence comes out super easy in this deck. There is no reason why you shouldn't be running at least 2 of these in the main, or at least one in the main, one on the side. Card is absolutely snapped out of its mind. Deflect, dual attack, okay, really good. Comes in 20k. When he comes into play off of the activate main is when you have 2 red cards in your combo area, pay 2 energy, play him out. Upon play, he chooses a card and gives it 5k for the duration of the turn. And upon swinging, he gains another 5k, and he also searches for a skill list. We don't search the skill list, we just give it the 5k, because you don't need to add a skill list to your hand or even search to gain the 5k.
Correct. Yeah.
So if you play red, you need a play set of these. It's too good to not play.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he's like, $30 or something now per card.
Yeah, he's up there, but at the same time, like, a lot of red staples are cheap, especially this Yamcha. The SPR is $6. Like, if you don't want to bling out Yamcha, he came out in one of the decks that came out recently, the Vegeta starter deck, and now like the regular art is maybe like $1.
Now you gotta foil him out.
You gotta foil him out, just a flex.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yamcha is good in certain matchups. I don't think he made a difference in a few of them. AOD, he was arguably the MVP because there were a few times where he would play out like a Broly or the Slug super combo, and I would just play the Yamcha, neg something 15k, and it'd feel bad for the other guy. But usually AOD was a relatively easy matchup. But I always struggle with it. Just as a personal thing, I always struggled against that deck. But Yamcha and utilizing my Unison's auto off the autos kept his board size down and kept his hand size and energy in check, which really helped out a lot.
Yeah, between that and like your Unison auto being able to pop something 15k or less, if your opponent plays like a 20k counterattack, you can play Yamcha, neg it by 15, then you use your Piccolo to KO it, then so that way they get one less card.
Oh yeah, it's correct.
So
it's so dumb.
Very powerful.
And then for some defense, we ran 3 Topo. I wouldn't run any more. I wouldn't run any less. I think the 3 is a very healthy ratio for the deck, especially with how much you're going to keep your energy up. Topo is crazy good. Counterattack, I pitch 1 card out of my hand, and he comes out for 2 energy, and when I pitch a card out of my hand, my opponent, anytime he wants to swing with any card, doesn't have to be leader, Unison, battle, it could be any card they want to swing with, they have to pitch 2.
Yep.
So it helps with keeping your opponent's hand size low.
And you just pitch your Demon Clans, and then just use
you pitch your Demon Clans, and you recycle it off of Symbol. It's such a nasty combo. We ran one Furthering Destruction Champa. This closed me out one game against Icarus. No, not Icarus. Cell Jr., which is my first round. I looked out and he didn't see his unison at all for like the first few turns, so I just swung with Champa and I wound up getting the win.
That's good.
I felt bad because I'm like, I don't wanna. Fighting against Fates. I think Bandai. I think now that what's it called? Fu got banned. I think if you're gonna run any Overwhelms, it's either this or Secret ID.
Yep, agreed.
This card is absolutely insane. It's just a free double strike Overwhelm for 6, which is really, really good. So you just swing twice, 25k, and if that doesn't kill him, you also got the secret rare.
Yeah, good old Radiant Saiyans.
Okay, I'm gonna tell y'all right now. If you play red or blue and you don't want to invest in Hatch and you want a good generically red secret rare, get this. This card is ridiculous.
Yeah, I think this card's gonna be like $150 here soon.
Yeah,
maybe
so
200.
buy it now.
Yeah.
Buy it now. This card I think was the MVP of the entire tournament on Sunday, just because the utilization was crazy. Number one, it's an 8-drop 40k that comes out for 2 energy when you combo it. Keep in mind, the combo cost is 0. So you essentially run 5 super combos in this deck.
Yep.
She comes out, it's ultimate energy exhaust, whatever. You're not going to charge it, ever. When it gets removed from the game instead, when it leaves the battle area, auto, for 2 energy, after the battle where you combo with this card, you can either play it, or you can sack it and bottom deck 4 of your opponent's cards.
Mm-hmm.
If you play it, it gains double strike crit.
Yeah,
so there were a few times where I would have this in hand and then combo with it and then pay 2, and then I actually had one of the players I played against a few weeks ago, Scoop, and I'm just like, I'm sorry, man. This is just a feel good, feel bad secret rare, just because you can bully your opponent by just throwing it on there for extra combo power.
I do.
And if they know like anything higher, 50, 60, 70k on top of this, they're not going to combo out of another 40k double strike duel, 40k double strike crit.
Yeah.
They're not going to combo out of that. So they just, as soon as I play this out, there were a few times and a few weeks ago, and anytime I'd really play this, that people would just scoop, and I'm just like, I'm sorry, man. I feel bad playing it, but I gotta, because it's the best one.
Yeah.
But compared to Wicked Saiyans, this one is way better.
Yeah, I like it more than Wicked. I mean, like, obviously you can't play this, and you can't play Wicked Saiyans in this deck, but I like the Radiant Saiyans better. Just being able to pop stuff on board is...
Yeah, and having it be the first generically good red secret rare in a while is really helpful too.
Yeah, definitely.
So I'm gonna keep these cards out because I'm gonna go over the 4 extra cards I played in the deck. I ran 3 Testing the Ops, and I ran 1 Freeze's Death Ball.
Pretty standard stuff there.
I just threw all my cards everywhere. Hang on. Yeah, sorry about that, Chris, but it's pretty standard for red. I don't run any Rays just because a lot of the decks nowadays they go later. Their boss monsters come out later, and usually if it's decks that go wide, Violet Rays does nothing.
Yeah.
So the best play I usually ever have is when someone swings, I negate with Topo. They swing again, they pitch 2, I strike 1 to negate with Testing. They swing again, I block. They just dropped 6 cards for 1 damage.
Yeah. I think it's where we were differing, because I wasn't running Topo in the main deck. I was running Violent Rays, and I think after playing you, I realized like I should probably just run Topo in the main deck.
Just run Topo in this. Yeah. Like in certain decks, I understand siding it. If you want to side in Rays. Maybe put 1 in the main. If you want to put 1 in the main, I'd maybe side out. Maybe Champa, just because you have a lot of damage coming your opponent's way anyway. But even then, you can probably push it and just add it and make it a 52-card build.
Yep.
But that's what I would do if I'm putting a Raise in. I'd be 1 in the main, 1 in the side. But even then, I wouldn't know if I would want to put a card in the sideboard that it's just kind of like, it's good in certain matchups, and the matchups that it's good for, I never see.
Yeah. All right, so what's in the side deck?
All right, give me 1 sec to scoop all this up.
And you said your first round was against Cell Jr. That's
Cell Jr. Yeah,
like the expert deck, the expert deck, right?
Yeah, it was the expert deck that came out a while ago that they're gonna reprint.
Interesting. Okay.
Right, so the sideboard, I have 2 Raditz the Oppressor.
For blue.
Super good against the blue matchup, and really, I played against the Mecha Frieza a few weeks ago.
Oh, the Golden
Not a
Frieza?
not a Mecha Frieza, Golden Frieza.
Yeah.
And he didn't restand any energy the second Raditz came on the board.
Yeah, you can't.
It felt real bad. I felt real bad for him just because I'm like, dude, I'm sorry, I got to do this to you, but Raditz the oppressor.
It's oppressive.
Yeah, it's oppressive. It's oppressive as hell. 2 Broly Crowns. That's just, you got to run that in red.
Yep.
2
agreed.
Broly Crowns, the absolute least. 2 Wolfangs, just in case I'm against a matchup that likes to go a little bit wider, and they go wide, say turn 2, turn 3, maybe against Gogeta Xeno, I might side that in, but I'm not entirely sure. Broly Crown, I wouldn't side in, but you know, it is what it is. 1 Omen of Awakening. Now that Self Surge got banned, I can see myself bumping this to 2 and cutting a Deborah out of the side, just because this card is so good.
Yeah.
I would side this in against yellow, and there was a game on Sunday where I played against an Icarus player, and he tried to play the Slug, and I hit him with Omen of Awakening. No, he tried to play Poutine, and I hit it with Omen of Awakening.
It just stops a lot of their pattern plays that they do throughout the game with playing Bergamo or playing Poutine or whatever. Yeah, just that's a huge hit to Icarus.
So yeah, if you play red, I suggest getting your Omen of Awakenings.
Yeah.
The card is too good to pass up.
Definitely.
Then I got 2 Son Goku Concentrated Destruction. The only cards I sided in against are the yellow player at the store were these 2 and Omen.
Yep.
Omen just in case, because Slug doesn't have Deflect, Poutine doesn't have Deflect, Bergamo doesn't have Reflect. This hits all of them.
Yep.
Slug and Poutine have Barrier. This destroys them. You pay 2, you pitch it from your hand, you choose a battle card, ignoring Barrier, and it loses 20k. And every single time that would happen, this happened on turn 3, and I'm like, I need to get a hand size. My hand size is 8, his is like 15, because it's Icarus, and it's dumb, and it draws so much. To make sure I get the cards in my hand that I need to, and to make sure I get a big enough hand size, I have no problem on turn 3 paying, or even turn 2, tapping out or paying 2 or whatever, getting rid of the Slug so I can plus more and get more shit to my hand.
Hurts them more than it hurts you with the energy.
Yeah, 100%, because come turn 2, turn 3, they're never going to tap out again for another Slug.
Yep.
Like, you get rid of the little guy, you get rid of the Slug play.
Absolutely.
That's really it. And it feels really good when you can draw cards. If you can play. See, the cool thing with this deck, you can play around the Poutine. You can bait it out by playing out your little guys, like your Demon Clan guys, during your opponent's turn. So yeah, they get rested by Poutine, but it's not going to do anything to them because they're only really active during your turn.
Yeah.
So being able to have a big enough board that they could just swing, that you could just keep swinging, and Poutine just kind of sits there and feels bad. It's great. It feels really good. So that's it with the red package. We were going to go into the black package, and I ran 2 max powers for the Sin matchup. I hate Sin. Hate Sin with the Burning Passion.
Yeah.
Max power helps a lot in that matchup. I ran 3 Deborah because Self Surge. I hate it. And I ran 1 Secret ID, which is what I sided in against AOD.
Yep, that makes sense.
Gets rid of the entire board. Feels really good. Didn't see it, but I still walked away good with the match.
So your 3 matches were, you said Cell Jr., you played AOD, and then Icarus, right?
Yes, those were my 3.
Okay. Any struggle with them with the deck? To find things that worked? No?
Not really, because going into it, I knew how each one of them played. Maybe Cell was a little bit weird just because I didn't know what the deck did. I wasn't sure what did what.
Right.
So I just didn't side anything in. And then when I realized that the way he played after the second game was he just spams the board with tokens, I'm like, I really should have... Secret ID would have killed this deck. Secret ID would have destroyed
Yeah.
So I was talking to him after the game, and I was just saying, like, you know what kills your deck? He goes, what? I go, Secret ID. He goes, don't say that too loud.
Yeah, that's really funny.
I felt bad afterwards because I'm like, uh-oh, courtesy. But I'm like, it feels bad sometimes when you just can't see the cards. But I looked out, and this deck probably was the best one I've built.
Yeah.
And I have... never, like, I struggled a little bit against AOD, lost the first game, won the next 2. I beat the Icarus player. It was a close game the second time. Last turn I swung with a Tambourine, I believe, and he said no negates, so I'm like, alright, cool, hand dump. I had 4 cards in my hand. 3 of them were super combos, 1 of them was Bardock. Super combo draw, super combo draw, super combo draw, drew into Frieza's death ball, paid 1, Frieza's death ball. At that point, he just scooped after the second game. I won. I'm just like,
Oh, it's good. I'm glad.
Pretty degenerate. This is a pretty degenerate deck.
Sometimes, yeah. So, do you think going into next set, are you gonna be playing Piccolo still? Or are you gonna be moving over to something else?
I might play Piccolo a little bit, but I want to try out the Goku and see how it works. The only issue I have with Goku is I feel like it's gonna mill you. You're gonna mill yourself out too quickly, too hard. Which, I mean, it'll happen eventually. But I also want to see how good the 8-drop is, and I want to see how good Red's going to be this coming set.
Right.
I think that the ban list really helps Red a lot, because its main problem was getting around cards like Power of a Super Saiyan, getting around Hand Destruction with Cell Surge, and now that Super Saiyan is limited to 1, Cell Surge is gone. Red has so much more breathing room that I think we're going to see either a lot of King Piccolo, Broly swap, or the next Goku coming out.
Absolutely. I agree. Well, any final words you got for everybody?
Not really, but I first want to say thanks, Chris, for having me on the channel. I want to give a shout out to everyone at Rogues. Y'all have been really supportive. I got in this game set 6 when Gogeta Blue dropped. You guys have been super helpful for me. The community that Dragon Ball Super has is phenomenal. I've never really seen toxicity. I've always seen people saying, here, try this in your deck. It might work because it works for me. I've never really seen people beating each other down. So, and I also really want to say, this was a build that works for me. You know, if you want to run the Wii Super combos, go for it. If you don't think Omen's that good, take it out. This is just a build that works for me and the meta that runs in our shop. I need to figure out what the meta would develop in set 16 if I'm going to take this to a regional. If it ever comes back to Ohio. But, I mean, other than that, I got nothing.
Yeah, all right. Well, thank you, man. I appreciate the time here, and we'll see you guys in the next video.